On July 2nd, 1955, the bustling New York airport was alive with the usual chaos of travelers. Among them, a crowd of 57 passengers and 4 crew members boarded Pan American Flight 914, a DC-4 aircraft scheduled to fly from New York to Miami. The sky was clear, the engines roared, and the flight was expected to take just 3 hours. Families waved from the terminal, children pressed their faces against the windows, and everyone looked forward to a smooth summer journey. But only a short while after takeoff, something went terribly wrong. Air traffic controllers in New York suddenly lost contact. The radar blip representing Flight 914 vanished without warning. No emergency call, no distress signal. Rescue planes and helicopters were immediately sent out. Coast Guard scanned the Atlantic Ocean. For weeks, the search continued. But there was no wreckage, no debris, no floating luggage. It was as if the plane had dissolved into thin air. For the families, the nightmare had only begun. Days turned to months. Newspapers called it the flight that never arrived. Mothers cried themselves to sleep. Fathers lost hope. Children grew up without answers. Pan American Airlines quietly declared the flight lost with all souls on board. Gravestones were carved, funerals were held, but deep inside, many still prayed for a miracle. Decades passed, the world forgot. But grief never truly left those who had lost loved ones. Then, in March of 1992, something unbelievable happened. In Caracas, Venezuela, at Simon Bolivar Airport, air traffic controllers were managing routine flights when a strange blip appeared on their radar. The signal was strong, but the plane's transponder code didn't match any known flight. Suddenly, a voice crackled through the radio. "This is Pan Am Flight 914, requesting landing clearance from New York to Miami." The control tower froze. How could a flight scheduled in 1955 be requesting to land in 1992, 37 years later? The controller thought it was a joke. But then, as everyone watched in disbelief, an aircraft emerged through the clouds. It was not a modern jet. It was a DC-4, an aircraft long retired. Its white and blue Pan Am logo gleamed under the sun. Even more shocking, the tail number matched the lost Flight 914. When the plane touched down, ground crews rushed toward it. They expected a prank, maybe an old movie set. But when they looked through the windows, they saw real passengers, families, children, all dressed in 1950s clothing. Their faces were pale and confused. For them, no time had passed. Their watches, their tickets, even their newspapers, all showed July 2nd, 1955. The pilot, equally shaken, asked what year it was. When the control tower told him, his face turned white with fear. Within moments, he shouted for his crew to prepare for departure. Before anyone could stop him, the engines roared back to life. The plane taxied down the runway, lifted into the sky, and vanished once again into the clouds. No trace was ever found. Theories spread like wildfire. Some believed Flight 914 had flown into a time portal, trapped in a strange loop between worlds. Others claimed it had slipped into the Bermuda Triangle and reappeared decades later. Skeptics argued it was nothing more than an urban legend, a story born from grief and fear. But for the families who had cried for decades, the mystery was too real to dismiss. Even today, the story of Flight 914 haunts aviation history. Was it swallowed by a wrinkle in time? Was it abducted by forces we cannot understand? Or was it just a legend passed from generation to generation? All that remains certain is the pain of those left behind, and the chilling thought that somewhere in the endless sky, Flight 914 may still be flying, forever lost between time and space. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.